Well, I'd love to promote the Great Lakes Better Investing Regional Conference. It's going to be held Friday, March 25th down in Ann Arbor this year, and it's sponsored by a number of different Better Investing chapters. Mid-Michigan chapter, Southeastern Michigan chapter, Western Michigan chapter, Capital Area chapter, that's the Lansing area in Michigan, the Northwest Buckeye chapter in the Toledo area, and the Northwest Indiana chapter in the suburbs of Chicago. Those chapters have put together a great event on Friday, March 25th, and again on Saturday, March 26th. We're going to be in Ann Arbor at a beautiful Sheraton hotel. We'd love to see anybody within driving distance come up and spend an evening and a day with us. We'll have some of your favorite teachers there. Mark and I will both be there. And we'll have a lot of surprises, a lot of good education going on. We'll have presentations from some companies that haven't been heard on Better Investing stages in quite a while. Pepsi-Cola is going to be presenting at the conference, as well as Balchem. And Balchem is a company that's never presented for Better Investing before. So if you have the chance to come up Friday evening and Saturday all day, March 26th, come on up. Join us. It's a friendly event. It's a great event. We'll buy you breakfast and lunch. You can go to the Mid-Michigan Better Investing webpage to get a registration form, or you can register online. And again, there's information on how to do that on the Mid-Michigan Better Investing webpage. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and if you're not within driving distance, feel free to fly in. I'll come out. The Detroit airport's just down the road from Ann Arbor. I'll come down and pick you up. So with that, did you need to, or you want to take control, Ken, or you want to operate
Please,
off the slides here?
If you could send the control to me now, Mark, I'd appreciate it.
And you're going to explain Chinese stuff to us.
No, don't hope for too much here, okay?
Okay, I believe I've made you the presenter.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to start this presentation by indicating that I was really floored when I read a quote from George Nicholson in an old investor's manual that Better Investing used to pass out to new members. Mr. Nicholson suggested that a new club should be looking for some foreign stocks, should be looking for some stocks that were initial public offerings, and should be looking for some stocks that had that were very small and that they could follow through the phases that a company goes through as it develops into a mature growth company. That's kind of counter to what I ever learned about Better Investing and putting together an initial portfolio. And in fact, that advice has disappeared from a lot of our newer manuals and books. But I did a lot of thinking about what he said, and I came to the conclusion that I tended to agree with some of that sentence. A lot of what I agreed about was that I just don't bother to take the time with something if I don't have money attached to it. And I look at the stocks that are interesting. I look at some of the high growth stories. I look at some of the dramatic gains being made in certain stocks in the market, and so many of them today have Chinese names and are based in China. And I finally decided that if I was going to actually learn anything about investing in China and learn about these stocks, learn how they reported, learn the good things about them and the bad things about them, that I was going to have to buy a couple of Chinese stocks. So I'm going to force us to do the same thing in the Roundtable portfolio. And I looked for a Chinese stock that I could buy without worrying about sleeping in the evenings. In other words, I wanted a PE value on my stock that was somewhere within the range that I would consider realistic. So when we get to the SSG for this stock, you're going to see what I'm talking about. The company that I've chosen is Zhongpin Incorporated, and I love its ticker. Its ticker is HOGS, HOGS. Zhongpin basically sells pork products, and in addition to pork products, which makes up 98% of its sales, it also sells fruits and vegetables. Basically, it sells in 3 different divisions: chilled and frozen pork products, prepared pork products, and vegetables and fruit. I was amazed to find out that 65% of all the meat eaten in China is pork, and that China consumes over 50% of all the pork that's created in the world. All the pork that comes to market in the world, 50% of it, over 50% of it, is eaten right in China. It was a statistic that staggered me, and I figured that if you were selling pork in China, you had a reasonably good chance of maybe making some money.